When we started our studio about 4 years ago now, we had one project in our portfolio that brought us a lot of leads. We were able to close some of those by some miracle, but a lot of them we messed up because we didn't know how to handle the sales call. In this video, I'm going to go over 3 reasons why you might not be closing those contracts of those potential clients that are coming and contacting you. So the sales call is not a sales call. It might be called that, it has the word sales in it, but it is important to remember that you aren't actually selling yourself on that call. Instead, you want to prioritize the client. Number 1, and this is probably the most important one, you are either not asking the right questions or you are not asking questions at all. If you don't ask questions during a potential client call, they will feel like you are not up for the job. What do I mean by that? Imagine going into a store and wanting to buy a phone, and the salesperson offers you a phone without asking you important questions like what size do you want, what color do you like, what kind of specifications are you looking for. They just give you this phone and expect you to buy it. Would you buy that? Probably not. Would you feel like they know what they're talking about? Probably not. And it's the same thing when it comes to your creative services. Asking questions demonstrates expertise. Rather than just explaining what you do and talking about yourself, you are showing them that you know what you're doing by asking these questions. It also builds trust between you and the client. Questions that make sense to ask the client in that initial call are things like, what do you currently have? Why do you like it or dislike it? Why do you want to redo it? What are the goals of this project? What are the business outcomes of this project? How are we going to play a role in that? Are you aiming for something similar that is just going to be modernized, or do you want a complete overhaul of the thing you already have? Who is your current target group? Are you reaching this audience? Are you making sales? Do you know why you might not be making sales? These types of questions show not only that you know what you're talking about, but it also shows that you are thinking of these things, and that makes the client feel like you're going to be taking work off of their shoulders. Plus, you're also trying to understand their problem before you prescribe them a solution they might not need. Number 2, you are overselling or you're being too pushy. The fact that the client has reached out to you means they are already partially sold on working with you. They already feel like you could be a right fit, and they just want to get to know you and make sure you are the person you say you are on your website or on your social media or wherever they found you. If we go back to the phone example, someone going into a store with the intention to buy a phone already wants to buy that phone. They are just looking for somebody who can tell them which phone is the right one for them. And that is what a client is expecting from you. You wouldn't sell someone a phone who is already there to buy it. And it's the same thing with creative services. You don't need to sell them on the services that they are already prepared to buy. Most importantly, you don't want to sell them things that they don't need. They don't want to feel like it's a scam. They don't want to feel like you don't understand them. Suggesting solutions before hearing them out can come across as pushy, while asking questions shows initiative. It shows that you are thinking of these things and that you are there to help them and that you understand them. Number 3, overloading them with information. So of course, it makes sense to give them context about who you are and what you do, but you don't want to spend the entire call talking about yourself and talking about your achievements. Instead, keep the focus on the client and what is relevant to them. While you ask questions, you are already showing them details about yourself and your approach. There's no need to talk about this. So for example, if a client mentions specific goals, like they want to increase brand awareness by doing this project with you, that is an opportunity where you can mention another client and how you help them with that specific problem and how that knowledge will help you help this client reach that goal. Thank you for watching this video. If you like the content, be sure to leave a like and a follow. And check out our full course, Creative Business Essentials, for more insights and tips on how to run a creative business.